Welcome to my live show. Um, I did one yesterday on Twitter, X. Um, I didn't know that was possible there, video live, but it is. So that's very cool. You can recheck that one. I'll do another one here on YouTube because I noticed that it didn't get that many views, and I have a big following on YouTube that I also want to make sure that it's not left out. So yeah, 2023 came to an end. Markets went up a lot during the year. Crypto, as well as just normal stock markets. Bond market took a serious beating, um, and precious metals went sideways. Commodities, you could say. Um, my own portfolio did 52%, which is okay. It's good, of course, but to make up a loss of 90% or 92%, that's not going to cut it. You need a lot more than that, and it may never. I may never succeed actually to recover the losses that I've made just in one single year. Um, but that's not such a big thing. What's most important is your compound annual growth rate, and I think that's how you need to judge your portfolio, and then also judge how did you get that compound annual growth rate. Was it quite stable way, or was extremely volatile? In my case, my compound annual growth rate does not vary that much because it's a long track record starting in 2008. I have every year the return. I keep track of that, um, and I'm now at 21 or percent or 22% compound annual growth rate after inflation. So deducting 5% for inflation per year, that is good. Um, it's been a lot better before because actually it went up to about, it peaked at 50% per year in 2021, but then I lost 90% of my portfolio, and then your compound annual growth rate goes down a lot. It went down from 50% to 20%. But I was 20% was a very important barrier not to fall under for me, because that's also how I judge investors. Is like, if you're able to get 20% compound annual growth rate, you're a good investor, and it's worthwhile to do this activity um, fully and dedicate your time to that fully. But if you're not able to do that, and let's say you get only 10%, it's not worthwhile. You better just can invest in indexes such as the permanent portfolio, which is an index not just in stocks but also in commodities, and that's actually a very stable return of 9% or so. You should be doing that. Active investing is only worthwhile if you can, like, at least have 15 to 20%, depending on the size of your capital. It needs to be worthwhile. And yeah, I was close to a point that I could say that actually I'm not even a good professional investor anymore. Luckily, I didn't fall there, but yeah, but and also by losing 90%, actually was afraid that may not able to provide for my family in the future via investing, and that's that really has changed my portfolio approach. Before, at every bear market, crypto bear market, I would go concentrated into cryptos to 80% exposure, and that always rewarded me well during the bull market. But every time at the top of the bull market, I scaled down too little. I only went down from like 99 or 95% exposure to 80% or maybe 70% exposure. But then the bear market started, and so I had a huge loss of 80% in 2015, 80% in 2018. But again, now I did even worse in 2022, 90%, because I didn't even sell at the top. So this strategy of really going hard and concentrated into what you believe in is something that I don't want to do anymore. Um, because yes, I did get 20% compound annual growth rate with the volatility. Nobody can stomach that, and it was extremely tough, and especially the last one. And I don't want to go through that anymore. It's actually not an achievement, and I needed to really change my portfolio strategy. So that's what I actually been doing in 2023. And as you can see from the portfolio, my portfolio I've shared, my portfolio has changed a lot. Um, Let me first check the comments here. Welcome all to my live show. Um, Coin Bear, are we going below 30k for the BTC? I don't think so. I think we started the bull market, but I, it went quite up a lot in 2023. So some sideways movement is expected before a continuation in crypto. Monero, XMR. Hi Mark, how are you? Long time no see. Yes, indeed. Nice to see you too, man. And Monero is doing well, I've noticed. The amount of transactions continues to go up steadily, which is a good sign that not many other cryptos can say they have. You need to invest in new altcoins at the start of this bull market. Don't buy old people's bags. You're right about that, Jackknife. But yeah, the way I did that is I started following portfolios of younger guys that are into crypto that have been following my work, such as Sonny Mulder and Decentralized Dave. And you can see in my portfolio that I have like a piece of my portfolio. I follow their picks, and those have a bunch of new coins and young coins, and yeah, I do that also. Ivilco says wars are expanding. Well, the war with Russia and Ukraine is indeed a new war, um, um, but it's not escalating. Um, but I do agree that instability around the world is increasing because of bad leadership in the United States. That can turn around. If Trump would win the election, then I think we will get more stability again. Because yeah, I do think people wisen up over time, and for example, the Chinese, the Russians, the Iranian people, like of course they start to like protect themselves better against well terrorist activities of the United States all around the world, destabilizing certain regimes, even assassinating leaders, supporting guerrilla warfare, toppling regimes, um, and of course, I mean, these other regimes also do atrocities. I'm sure of. It's not just the United States. And overall, I would much rather be led by the United States than by China, is in my opinion. Um, and I could be wrong about that because there are lots of propaganda. Um, but I would rather live in United States than in China, for example. Like, why is that? Well, because there are many more nice and pleasant people in America than in China, I think. There's many more wealth in the United States than in China, and I think that's because of the culture. I think racism, for example, is a lot less in the United States than anywhere else around the world, especially China. They are very racist. So, so I think there's lots of misconceptions about all these things, but I do think that these leaderships of these other regimes, they also don't want to get into a war with the West, and so they are careful also. But they are do strengthening themselves, which is a good thing, I believe, by creating trade deals with each other, by creating currency agreements with each other, and that does weaken the United States control over the world and the United States dollar in the long term. But wars are expanding. I think it's very important to remain optimistic as an investor, because markets go up 4 in 5 times, and only 1 in 5 times go down. If you have a pessimistic outlook and you protect yourself too much, your returns will suffer. Huh? And in the end, it does grow everywhere around the world. Huh? Um, People get a better standard of living thanks to adopting innovative products and services. We're just wired as a species to do that, to look for the best thing, to look for the new thing, to look for the cheap thing, and that does make things better slowly over time. Um, I'm all in. Hey Mark, big love from England. Big love to you too, man. Coinbase says pulse chain. Okay. Check knife. At least you moved on from BCH. Yes, I still have a small exposure to Bitcoin Cash, but yeah, I don't believe that the project will succeed in the long term. I've changed my mind on that because I think it's crucial for a cryptocurrency to find adoption and to find a niche. It Bitcoin Cash does have a niche, and that is like you could say a well-built cryptocurrency that is honest, that and that has is used as a payment instrument. Huh? I think if you look at with brick and mortar merchants, Bitcoin Cash is one of the leaders probably. But the problem I see is that that's not the future of cryptocurrency. I don't think it will succeed there. And so I think it does need something else, otherwise it won't succeed. Some niche market, Monero has the dark markets, so Monero's future is much more secured, I think, than for Bitcoin Cash, because dark markets are not going to go away. It will expand, and people, when they want to use a currency then for that's really like private, they will also choose Monero. So it has continues to have a future, but I don't think Bitcoin Cash has succeeded in having that, um, and 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 that's why I've lowered my exposure there. But that doesn't mean I don't think it can go up a lot. It does. I do think it can go up a lot, um, because yeah, look at the alternatives. Eh? Which currency does have a niche market? Very, very few. Huh? Ethereum has it with DeFi and NFTs. You could say, um, um, like if you want to do DeFi, you have to go to Ethereum. That's where the best services are offered, the best loans are available, the most liquid markets. You do have to go there. There's no other way, um, and that's a niche market. Huh? But many don't have that. Huh? John says, hier zit Darcy Mark. Goeiedag in Dutch. Um, Joseph says, yeah, 2 years ago asked you if you have any apartment house investments, and you said nothing, only crypto. I was surprised and a lot. You should have diversified more. Yes, that's certainly true. Thank you. Albert S, nice to see you, man. Jackknife. What's your portfolio now? I just shared that on Twitter. So now I'm at 50% crypto. I'm at 20% growth stocks. I'm at 15% commodities. And then there's a piece missing. No, I have to check. There's still 10%. No, I'm at 25% growth stocks. Yeah. Let me check. One moment. Yeah, I just checked. So actually, no, I'm not at 50% crypto. I'm almost at 60%. So because crypto went up the past year, I started only at 45%, which was too low of an exposure at the start of 2023. But that went up to now, let's say 55% because there's a little bit of cash there also. But yeah, or 56%. So I'm up 10% in exposure in crypto. I also have 5% sell cash, so that's 60 total, and then I have 25 growth stocks and 15% commodities. Yes, I'm at the ski slopes here. I have a baby. I have to take care of my baby here that's sleeping. So the show could be could, but if she starts crying. But let's sleep. A sleeping baby is the best baby. Um, I hope the surround noise is not too much of a trouble. There's someone who wants to join here, but I'm gonna deny this one. But maybe someone else wants to join. I can try. I can try. Um, Hi, sir. How
Uh,
are you?
great, 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 great. How are you doing?
I will mute myself because I have such bad, so much noise here. You can ask your question or make your comments. No, I cannot mute me.
Um,
But I will listen like this. Yes.
yeah, all right, all right. Mhm. So probably there's something I wanted to get to understand. But probably maybe do have able to schedule maybe some other time. Um,
Yes. This is a public live show. Everybody is watching this. You
yeah,
can ask your question. Otherwise, another time. Yeah.
sure, sure, sure.
What do you wanna do? What do you wanna do? Okay. Okay, I will mute you then.
Oh, okay.
If you don't want to talk, you can talk now, but otherwise I will mute you.
Oh, okay. I was requesting whether we are able to have another conversation, maybe probably on a few issues I wanted to talk about. But probably we are you'll be able
Okay,
to
yeah.
reschedule that.
Yes, yes, yes. We will talk another time. This is not the right platform right now, okay? Can you end the
Yeah,
call,
sure.
please? Bye.
Sorry?
I don't know how I can remove you. Can you maybe remove yourself?
Yeah, let me try. Let me try.
Yeah.
But maybe I'll drop a comment on my email. Maybe we'll get to
Yes.
schedule. Yeah, right. All right.
So Jack Knife is asking if you move on to become from being a full-time investor, how would you provide for your family? Yeah, of course by investing. I plan to continue to invest the rest of my life, but hire people to do it for me instead of doing it myself. I think that's the wiser approach, and that's what I really have started doing with my portfolio. If you look at my portfolio, yes, I'm 55% crypto, but only 10% of that I manage myself. The other ones is me following other people's portfolios. So Sonny Mulder, his portfolio, and about 30% of my portfolio I follow him. And I have decentralized Dave, about 10% of my portfolio I follow him. These are mainly your cryptocurrency portfolios. And I have a few picks myself, Ethereum and BCH left over, and some older coins. I still have bytes from the Obyte project and Black Bytes. I still have some other smaller coins from before. that I still hold, but that's a small position. The same for growth stocks. I have a few picks that I have myself, but the biggest position is actually the hedge fund of Emmett Pepper's Good Soil Investments. His fund called Accelerated Opportunities is 15 to 18% of my portfolio. I follow him, or I'm investing in his fund. And I also just invested in another fund for commodities. I had done a pick myself. Uranium was a good pick last year, but I sold it and I flipped it for a fund of Cuppy, um, called Praetorian Capital, um, because yeah, it's managed. I don't have to follow uranium myself. Then he also invests in uranium and in other commodities. And if commodity markets do well, we will do well also. Is the sound not too much here? Um, yes, Joseph asks, do you think Colin talks crypto is right and we have a huge crisis in 8 months? Um, everybody is so bullish now. It's never that easy, to be honest. Yeah. Um, Colin talks crypto is interesting. You bring him up because I'm really disappointed in him. Um, he has his qualities for sure. He made that index. That that was a very valuable cryptocurrency index, following different parameters and whether they were topping out or bottoming out and giving points on that. And but then at the bottom of the market in 2023, the end of the year, he was very bearish, and I confronted him with his index, showing that this is bottom readings and he should not be bearish, should be bullish. But he had his reasons that he kept repeating that yeah, this time is different because blah blah blah, and in the end then he proved wrong, of course, which is very likely to happen. But then he was really a sore loser in that. Well, then he went one step further even. Then he started to promote hacks, and I pointed out to him, like that's very low of him. Like he shouldn't do that. Huh? Hacks is a scam. Huh? You should not be promoting scams. And it's okay. You can be wrong at the top or at the bottom of a bull or bear market. That happens to everyone. Me too. But to promote scams, that doesn't happen to everyone. Huh? That's very opportunistic, and you're really, as a YouTube channel, that you're really exploiting your followers, because if you do something like that, you probably have a very good deal going on, paid promotion, huh? and and you make tons of money, but your followers not. If they invest in that scam, they lose, huh? In the end. So it's very immoral to do. I point that out to him and he blocks me. Also, something I've discovered is that he has been changing his index to to be more conform to his view on the market, and and I think that's very bad because that lowers the value of his index a lot. He has been manipulating the numbers, and of course we should not forget that his index is focused on Bitcoin BTC only, which is a failing currency. Huh? If you can clearly see that not only the amount of transactions or have been are really not going enough anymore, but also the growth of the market cap is really slowing down a lot. And it's much wiser if you do an analysis of cryptocurrency market to focus on the total crypto market, which I'm doing from time to time with the Trololo logarithmic regression analysis. And I think it's much more valuable to continue to follow that than if you want to judge where we are in the cycle, even though that's only one parameter and not 10 like he does with his index. There are a lot of other valuable parameters you can also, or indicators you can also use, but I think this one is very valuable. And there we can still clearly see that despite cryptocurrency going up from 1 trillion to bottoming at 800 billion to now 1.7 trillion. Still extremely, um, well, not extremely, but we're still seriously undervalued, or we're still undervalued. And of course, nothing goes up in a straight line, but to sell your crypto now, I don't think is a wise move. Bitcoin BTC, yes, but others, no. Huh? You should just buy and hold, and now is the time to hold, and not when everybody is saying hold, 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 because then you're at peak euphoria. We're not at peak euphoria, we're just recovering out of a very, very negative sentiment. Huh? And there is still lots of opportunities in cryptocurrency, and you have to always put that in a bigger context of the bigger markets. And there, I think, yeah, I remain invested. Will there become a crisis? Will there become a will market topple and fall? I follow there the macro analysis of Tom Lee the most. I think, and also I think Gresham Law on Twitter, my friend, who I did a YouTube show with. So good view on that. I think you have to just keep looking at the market at it, because yeah, you have strong arguments why a crisis would come with the inverted yield curve. But you know, it's not always like that. There are also other indicators that show that markets are actually doing quite well, and it's a wait and see approach is the wiser approach. And there's not enough indicators yet to really go bearish or to hedge yourself or protect yourself right now. I would wait with that. So I do wait with that. A better move, I believe, is to in in the stock market go from the big caps. If you did that to the smaller caps, because the bull market is likely going to broaden out. And the same is true likely for cryptocurrency. Like the bigger coins, especially BTC, have done very well, but many smaller coins, well, some of them did well too, but not all of them. Um, there's probably still some opportunity there. But I think Ethereum especially is still an opportunity. That's actually the most bearish coin right now, and actually is the most has the best outlook. So I think that's certainly a good investment. Jackknife says, "Are you still holding bite ball and clams, bro? Cut to the court." Yes, you're right, man. Clams, I know I sold a long time ago, but yeah, I still have some whole bites and black bites. John D asks, "You don't miss talking Dutch?" I talk Dutch with my children and with my family. Um, no, but I don't miss that. No. And you see Bitcoin BTC break 100K in this bull market? Yeah, possibly, but I don't think it will do much more than that. 150 maybe, but that's it. Are you friends with Roger Ver? I've talked to him, but no, we don't maintain a personal friendship. But I've talked to him some long time ago. Yeah. What else can we talk about? I like your questions and comments, guys. That's very inspiring. Thank you so much. I'll finish my cake. How are you guys invested? How do your portfolios look like? Nice to see you, Les Josquin. Joseph asks about ETFs. Yeah, of course it's going to happen, but that's already all priced in. Eh? If everybody talks about something, it's priced in. Huh? How to manage the emotion of losing so much money or missing a big opportunity. Yeah. How I manage that is I start eating a lot and grow fat. Bitching on my family and on my girlfriends also a little bit more. But in the end, to really get healing is to admit your mistake and then it goes away that bad feeling. There was also an interesting comment from Jeff Bezos, like, what causes stress? It's not that too much work causes stress. It's that you not solving the problem is what causes stress for you because you know you're not solving it. And the moment you solve the problem, you don't feel stressed. Or the moment you're really actively working on solving the problem, you don't feel stressed anymore. Huh? And that's indeed how it is. When I see my portfolio go down and down and down, it's very stressful. Huh? The days when you take another big hit. Huh? But yeah, there's like, okay, the realization and like, you know, it's not wise to now invest more defensively. Like, the chance that it will continue to go down are not high, so I have to remain invested. And that comes with the years that you realize that the more fearful the market is, the more safe it actually is to invest. And so you should really calm yourself down with that knowledge and insight and look at the adoption metrics. That's where the valuation comes from in the end. If you have continued adoption, then the value will come back. And that's what I do during such bad times, and what I did a year ago, and I shared also here on YouTube. Like, people were very negative, but crypto continued to be important. Yeah, market cap went down to 1 trillion, 800 billion, but the value of cryptocurrency continued to go up, the intrinsic value, the underlying value. Like, people needed crypto more and more around the world, considering the events that happen in the world, such as many people losing their bank accounts, even whole countries losing access to the bank account system. Um, Bank accounts used to censor people, to threaten people to not participate in strikes. Um, People needing really other currencies to trade with each other. The, the adoption of the utility of these kind of the value that these kind of cryptocurrencies have with young people. That of course drive future value. If young people value it, then they will continue to invest more and more over time. So all these kind of metrics you look at to get confidence in your investment, um, and to get less stress. But then of course also is building a new strategy. That's solving the problem for the future. If you you have a big drawdown that stresses you a lot, and you want to avoid that in the future, you need to think of a strategy that in the future that won't happen again. And so, what kind of portfolio strategy will you build and do in the future? Of course, you also probably don't need to implement it immediately. You need to wait for some recovery of the markets, but once that happens, you need to change to a new portfolio strategy. That's what I've been doing. So, what you can do is um, usually not when you have a big drawdown, for example. Yeah, you can't really go out of that sector, like crypto, for example. You can't go out of the sector, but what you can do is you can improve your picks. In my case, what I was doing during that time was selling BCH for Ethereum, um, and also selling BCH for other people's crypto portfolio picks. Um, then actually I'm not going out of crypto, I remain in crypto, but I improve the quality of my picks. And that way I'm preparing myself for the bull market while not leaving crypto and not taking a big loss in opportunity cost if it goes back up. But I am improving the quality of my portfolio. These are the kind of things you can do. So that's how I manage my emotions also. But and it's also a value to have supportive people around you, that you can share. I can share with my girlfriends, for example, like, oh my god, it's such a bad day again in the markets. I feel so bad, and that your girlfriend says, don't worry, things will be okay. And you get some just emotional support from your partner or your loved ones. That's valuable. Whatever works for you, but you do need to find a way indeed to deal with that pain and to survive and not to give up and not to do stupid things. Ivilko says oil tankers are doing well. I hope to sell my Scorpio as TNG stock at 300. It was your call, and a few others like Skonezny. Yeah, Marius Skonezny. I'm still following him with my portfolio. Also, actually, I'm starting to follow some of his picks now. And Ivilko says, thank you, Mark. That's great to hear. Scorpio at 300. Wow, that went up a lot. Yeah, I sadly sold that way too soon. Didn't make any money on it. But good for you that you stick to that. But yeah, maybe not a bad time to lock in some profits then, if you did so well with it. Because my overall outlook of commodities is bad. I do think that commodities will continue their bear market for another 5 to 10 years. Of course, oil tankers are a little bit different, but it does affect the whole industry, I think. But I am invested also in commodities, but yeah, I think you'll be have to be very good in the commodity market to make money there. Thank you for the great question, Monero XMR. Joske, Mark, are you not interested in buying some miners companies like Riot, Bitfarm? Just saying because if you're convinced that crypto is going higher, mining companies go even higher more quickly. Yes, actually, I'm investing in these via the portfolio of Sonny Mulder. Invest in those, and so I'm following his calls there. But it's only a very small exposure of 1% or so, or 2%. that I've long said that mining is not worthwhile. You can better to invest in the limited supply coins, and that's been true till today. But of course, it all depends on valuation and where we are in the cycle. There are always points where you can say mining is a better investment now, but I couldn't give an opinion on that. Jackknife says, "Do you want us to shill you a bag? You can shill your bag or a bag, yes. But for me, it won't be valuable. But maybe for my followers." I should probably also, yeah, no, that's it. So I'm in Switzerland right now, skiing. Here Josef says that if you would like to have some new projects in your portfolio, you could think about Web3 games and projects like Game Swift, or a new game that I played for 1 month. And this is awesome as fuck, he says. It's called Star Heroes. It's a comment a little bit higher. But are these also cryptocurrency projects? Do they have crypto coins? Hi Albert, a long time no see. Yeah, so actually I also have said about investing in a real estate. I actually did study that a year ago, possibly investing in real estate in London. There was a good case to be made, but I cancelled the idea, um, and I just chose to invest in commodities instead. It makes more sense for me to be more liquid. Um, and I do believe the returns will be higher for me. But in the end, I said no because I think that the UK market, London had gone sideways for 5 years. That was attractive, even almost 10 years. But the overall UK market had gone up a lot, just like so many other markets in the West the past 5 years. And that's not bullish when interest rates will likely rise and continue to rise um, in the long term. So overall UK market being bearish, I decided not to do that. There was too much risk for me. But if the UK market would also have gone sideways for 10 years, then I would have done it. Yeah. Because I believe you can have a 20% compound annual growth rate if you do mortgages well and you have good leverage, and you buy a market that has continued rising population, such as London, and but of course with rising interest rates it's a little bit risky. But yeah, if the market goes sideways for 10 years, you can take some risk. But no, I couldn't do it. My voice quality is low because of too much surround sound, I think. Eh? So I'll end the call soon then. XX Network, this is Jackknife. That's a layer 1 smart contract platform with a built-in mixed net. It was founded by David Shaw, and Roger Ver is also running a node. It came out in the bear and is under the radar. Get it cheap. XX Network. Golden tip. Thank you, Jackknife. And any last comments anyone wants to make? I can maybe add also something about my personal life. It's going well. Still dealing with these court case in Kenya. But other than that, everything going well. Um, with my family, I have now a new baby with Tabby, our third child, Skylar. And you can see her also on the video on Twitter that I published yesterday. very well with Felista, my other girlfriend, and with my son Mikey that I have. So I have 5 children now, and I keep working hard on expanding the family. It's a fun activity to do, expanding the family. Of course, it's a big job. Also found a third girlfriend, so I have my hands full with my family. That's why I'm also not active as much. Um, but I'm very, very happy, feel very fortunate that I can do that. And yeah, I hope I can live long and that I can enjoy this life long and be there for my children long. I wish you all a happy, well, a Merry Christmas and also a Happy New Year, Happy 2024. I hope you guys have a great year ahead. Ah, noise suppression from your phone is interfering with your microphone. Possible to go to a different spot? No, there's everywhere noise here, so I'm gonna end the call. Thanks so much, guys, for coming, and have a great 2024.